Today, I will be sharing with you a really interesting concept and how I went about it. It is about discovering that I am the soul, I'm not that body, I'm not that mind, I'm just the soul which can never be destroyed and nothing can harm me. And how this concept is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, I'll first share something that I have written and then I will talk about it. I feel like I am living in a simulation. I can experience, but I can separate and observe too. This is about the soul. When we are confused that is this happening with me or is this all just a illusion? Empty happiness, smiles and laughter, temporary and dead. This is when we lose connection with, like when I lose connection with myself. That is when I lose connection with my soul, which is me. I feel everything is empty. Smiles and laughter are temporary and feel so dead. Chocolate cake makes me feel ecstatic, and so guilt about the sugar I feel other moment. It's like we get excited about eating, about desire. We have different desires, and we want to eat and have fun and enjoy everything. But we also feel guilt, shame, embarrassment, and we are scared of judgment. We have different fears. That all happens when we associate ourselves with this body and when we forget that I'm not this body, I'm the soul. They hugged me, I felt loved, and the hug was fake, now there is no love. Red roses, once red, was love with red heart emotion, and soon red turns into anger with full heart breaking into shattered pieces of glass on floor, soft as petals, fragile as glass, temporary as seasons, and I suffer because of this mind who loves lying on comfort zone of sofa. It is about when we just get used to this comfort zone and we feel frustrated, annoyed, and everything feels suffocating, and we start questioning who am I, and we just completely lose connection with ourselves, with our soul, and we start to depend on external stimuli to make us feel loved, happy, anger, any emotion, and but in reality happiness is me, love is me. What is soul? Soul is love. It is universe. All along I realized my heart, like any other human heart, can only pump blood in its own rhythmic beats, and my brain, well, it overthinks and criticizes and judges me. So yeah, here, when we talk about heart, we relate it to emotions. Emotions like anger, sometimes also desires and feel and season like emotions, where we are dependent on different external stimuli to make us feel this way. But this heart is just an organ which pumps blood for this body, and this mind which makes us overthink and criticize. It's this mind plays big role in making us lose our connection with ourselves, with our soul. I have gut and overthinking overpowers intuition. I have gut and overthinking overpowers intuition. Intuition is our soul's voice, which we start, which we start, um, which we start to lose our connection with, and we confuse it with overthinking. And when I realize I am not this body, I am the soul who never dies, I wonder what foolish mess I have tangled up myself into. And here I'm talking about all the materialistic desires and and all the problems and issues which we think are greater than this life, and everything will be ruined, and where we feel so helpless and we feel that we are so dependent on external stuff, and if something wrong happens, then everything will come to an end. But there is a shloka in Bhagavad Gita which which makes us realize that all this is just an illusion. I'll read that shloka to you. न जायते mriyate va kadācit nāyaṁ bhūtvā bhavitā va न bhūyaḥ अयो nityaḥ śāśvato'yaṁ purāṇo न hanyate hanyamāne śarīre. So, here the shloka says, the soul is never born, nor does it ever die, nor having once existed, does it ever cease to be. The soul is unborn, eternal, ever existing, undying, and primeval. It is not slain when the body is slain. So, yeah, the shloka completely makes us realize that I'm not this body, I'm not this mind, I'm the soul, and nothing can happen to me. So, if you feel like everything is ending, that is just an illusion. Don't get caught up in it. That is what we should realize in it. We should stay away from ego, attachment, and desires to keep up with our connection with our soul. Our soul is connected with the divine, and when you realize that there is no separation between soul and divine. It's like I am the drop of that ocean, and that is the truth. And when you realize that, you feel like I am nothing, but I am everything. Everything feels so lightweight, and all the baggages and burden just disappears, and all the unconditional love. It's like you get colored in the color of unconditional love.